Good evening, everybody. How are we? I hope everybody had a great day. How about some of these option calls? Holy cow. I mean, they're unbelievable. That Meta META way up there and everything else we were talking about, but that one was crazy. And on the crypto side, H bar Chainlink mentioned that last night, said it was about to run. That's way up. So we'll be going over all the poppers and seeing what's going to be moving for tomorrow. So here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And again, I hope you guys all had a great day locking in profits, trading smart, and we are just beginning to crush this market. I mean, it's just the beginning. And like I was saying months ago, it would get great. It would get good around Halloween. It'd be really good around Thanksgiving, and then it would be amazing around Christmas. And we're heading right in that direction right now. I mean, it's getting incredible. Some of these option calls are wild. I mean, you got to get involved, and I'll definitely put the video together. I'm feeling better now, so I will get that together so I can show you what I'm doing because holy cow, it's crazy. I don't post them all, but wow. I mean, them options are, I've just never seen anything like it before. It's just crazy. So, here we go. Let's get cruising and get through the list, and then we'll find out what's gonna be popping tomorrow and what's gonna be our best option calls and our best everything. So here we go. Let's look at Elab. It did reverse split the other day. It ended up being up 5 cents today, and I think today could have been its bottom. We're gonna keep an eye on it real quick tomorrow morning, but I think it could be right there, and you know that we love them after they reverse split. So we're going to keep our eye on this E-Lab because it does look pretty decent right there, and I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks like it's trying to do something. So I'll keep my eye on it, see if today was its bottom at 174, and it's at 210. So that's ELAB, E-Lab, and we're keeping an eye on that bad boy. We looked at CLB last night, Core Laboratories, and this thing was setting up and it's moving. It was up 66 cents today, and this thing looks really good. CLB. So keep your eye on that bad boy because we looked at it last night. It is up 2041 to 2120, and it's sitting at 2101 right now and still looking good. So keep an eye on that CLB. That looks like it wants to continue to move after today. So yeah, keep your eye on that. And that LXRX, we looked at that last night and it had that weird look. I remember I was looking at it and it's just hitting that line right now. And these guys have something going on. Remember the last company I said had something going on? Remember what that one did? That one ran pretty wild. I'm trying to remember what it was and I don't even remember. Laptop Travel, you probably remember. What was the last company when I kept saying it was something going on? They had that insider trading and then it ran up into the threes and it came like hard dip and then it like started to pop up. Why can't I think of it? It might come to me, but Laptop Travel will probably know it right off the top of his head. So I'll uh, I'll see if he mentions it there. But yeah, it's something like that right there. Again, it's just something going on right there. What the was it that SY was it the Rocky Mountain or was it I forget SYRS? Wasn't that it? That was it. SYRS. Actually, let's look at this bad boy again. There you go. Laptop Travel right on. I don't know how it even came to me, but Laptop Travel was typing it in. He obviously posted it as I was saying it, so he definitely was posting it at the same time. SYR. That's like the fourth or fifth time recently that I was saying something, and he posted it as I was saying it. So it's pretty wild. But SYRS, we might have to keep an eye on this bad boy as it curls up again, and it's way down here, guys. And this one might be a great one. I'll pop back on the list right here. SYRS. Just happened to start talking about it again, and because it has that crazy look like LXRX, and that's how we started. And SYRS is at 25 cents, and we're gonna add it to the list. It's about to curl up. I mean, you're probably a day or so out, and it did pop, but that was a little further out than that. It did run up on November 19th up to 37 cents, and again, it's at 25. So SYRS, we may definitely have to keep an eye on this bad boy just to see what it's doing. But let's get back to LXRX because that's what it reminded me of. And yeah, it has something weird look going on, and it's hitting that line right now, and it looks like it's going to try to get out of that basement and get moving. So has resistance up there at like 99 cents, almost a dollar, and you're at 80 cents. So keep an eye on this LXRX. Lexicon Pharmaceuticals. I don't know what the heck they have going on, but just one of them looks where you can tell something's happening right there. So I'll keep an eye on that one, and we'll see what happens there. That KULR, that one ran up some more today. It ran way up in the pre-market there. What was it up to? Let me look. KULR, it was 146 to 196. It's at 148, and it's not looking too bad there. I mean, it's not looking, well, it could stay up in the top, to be honest with you. That's what it doesn't look like. It wants to go crazy, but it doesn't look like it's coming out of the top at the moment. So just keep your eye on that for the momentum play. It might have another day in it. I'm not exactly sure, but again, if it's moving up in the morning, catch that one really quick right there, that KULR, and that one ran really nice today. So there's that guy, and that OPTT we were looking at, and that ran up pretty nice today as well. OPTT, let's look at that and see what it did. 58 to 82. It's back to 43. So that one did its run, and it seems to be coming back. Yeah, it closed at 70 and says 48. I can't, it's just stuck at 70 on FinViz. So, but mine, I can definitely tell it's pulled back there on OPTT. And again, another one that ran up with that momentum, and we thought it would, just the way it looked up into the top right there. And that's why we went over them last night. And yeah, like I said, KULR could possibly run up a little bit more in the morning, but just keep your eye on that. And that's going to be a quick one. So you probably wanted to play that one already. So there you go with them two bad boys. And VMAR, Vision Marine Technologies. This one's in the basement, down another 21 cents. It did like run around today because I remember I saw it up earlier, right? Opened at 315, got up to 384, and came way down to 178, and it's at 188 right now. So I'm gonna have to look at that tomorrow. But yeah, it did run up. We were looking at it. It still doesn't look bad right there. And again, I would have to look at this tomorrow just after that crazy run just to see how it resets up and realigns itself. But we did look at it, and it did run up there today. So there you go at VMAR and HAO. This one just kind of pulling back a little bit in the market and in the pre after hours, and it's just sitting right on that basement line, and it's just running a flat little course right here. And I don't know what the heck this thing's waiting for, but it is just waiting to get moving for some reason. That 20's way up there at like 19 cents now. It made that separation when it dipped down on the 27th. So yeah, it's down there, but it looks like it wants to roll off that MACD and pop off that bottom line. So I would definitely keep an eye on this HAO. I'm just not sure what it's even waiting for right there, but it should get popping, I would assume, just the way it looks, and especially on that dip right there. So I'll keep an eye on that in the morning and keep your eye on it and see if it wants to get moving. That PGHL, this one just kind of pulled back. I was waiting to see if it was trying to curl up, but it crossed through coming down, and it's actually a perfect thing right there. So we're going to keep our eye on this one now and just see when it wants to get set up. That's what I kind of wanted to see, if it was going to cross down coming through, because it was like halfway there yesterday, and it came all the way through today, and now it could get reset up. So we'll watch and see where that true bottom is right there. But this one again, I mean, so much room. It's at 208, and it ran over $200 the other day. So this one could get cruising again with no problem. We'll just find when it wants to bounce back up, and we'll take it for a ride. So that's PGHL. And look at that BLDE, that blade. It was down, but it was running up a little bit this morning. Again, it was up in the top, and I said, just be careful up there. It did look like it had some momentum. Yesterday, it topped out there at 517. And right now, today, it's at 480. It did get up to 493. It was green this morning when I saw it. And then it dipped down to 424, but it's at 450 in the after hours. And again, just kind of pulling back out of that top. I don't know if you're going to see it much lower than $4. And it's just kind of making room. to set up to get up a little higher. So that's BLDE. And again, the company's looking solid. And yeah, that's the company. The CEO had sent me a message, and I should go in and read it real quick. Actually, I will. Here, we're talking about it. Let's read the message real quick that I received from the CEO right there because it was pretty good. Let me just scroll down and find where that is. I just saw it a little bit ago. Hold on. Let me look real quick. Hold on. Here it is. You ready? This is what he told me yesterday. He said last quarter they became profitable on an let me just take it out right there. Okay. Now I can read it. Last quarter they became profitable on an adjusted EBITDA basis for the trailing 12 months for a passenger business over a year ahead of schedule, which is good. The medical transport business is already profitable, and our last full year profitability guidance for 2024 and 2025 can be found in our earnings released this past quarter. Reach out to me anytime if you have any questions, and yeah, just kind of said best regards and boom. So there you go. That was the CEO of Blade. And yeah, people were asking about it yesterday. I happened to post and he just responded. So that was nice. And there you go. So company is profitable. And I said that before he even sent that report. I said, I just took a quick glance at it and said, wow, well, it's run up there quite a bit and you're going to see some pullback, but not that much. And it looks like the company is solid going forward. And it appears that it is. So there's that seems to be the numbers behind it, but the chart told us everything already, and that's BLDE. So we'll keep an eye on it and just see what Blade wants to do. It's a helicopter company. We were talking about it yesterday, and there you go, a BLDE. So keep an eye on that. Like I said, just kind of pulling back, and it will be one that's going to run back up there. WAI, this one, that Top King Win LTD. This one ran up the other day. It crossed through. I'm telling you, this one wants to get set back up. It just kind of was pulling back here, and I think it might have been more healthy than anything. It doesn't look terrible. It's right in between that channel, but sitting good on top of the 50. And I think we might get a run back up. And it did run really good. What, the 27th? It ran up to like 80 cents or higher. And that's WAI. And like I said, I would keep an eye on that because it looks like just some healthy pullback there today. Nothing crazy. And that's one of them China small cap companies at capital markets. And it is looking decent right there. So we will keep an eye on that. And that XTIA, I told you this thing was setting up. It came out of the basement and it's trying to get in that right spot for tomorrow. So keep an eye on this bad boy because it's looking good. And yeah, it's definitely looking solid for a little run here. So keep your eye on that XTIA. It is looking pretty healthy right there. So I would definitely be watching that in the morning. It looks like it wants to be a popper right there for us. And TRNR. Here we go. That one was down 29 cents. I was just keeping my eye on it real quick just to see if it does want to get moving. It still doesn't look bad, and I'm telling you, this thing can get cruising. It just it's taking its time to set up for whatever reason here. I'll watch it for a little bit longer and see when it wants to move, but that 20's not far off. Oh, that 20 is far off at 479, but this thing just has that look like it wants to get bouncing. So we'll see what it wants to do in it this week, and we'll see what happens going forward there. But LODE, this one ran up. We were looking at it last night, and it ran up pretty good today. So that's at Comstock LODE 39 to 41 right there, and it's at 41, and it wants to run. So keep your eye on that because we were talking about LODE, and we were definitely early to the party before that one popped up today, and it did. It moved up, like I said, to 41 is where it's at right now, and it should continue its way up. It has some resistance up there at like 42, so should go up another penny, and I would think it's going to run right through that 42 is the way it looks. So keep your eye on LODE and DRUG. We said was going to move up, and this thing's been on drugs, and it's going to continue. It's crossing back up there at 46.55, and it's going to get to that 55. I wish this thing had options, guys, because I'd definitely be riding this thing out. Because it wants to get into like the 60s and then pop. So watch this thing if you're buying shares of them. It's probably not a bad one to keep an eye on. Just keep an eye on for any dippage tomorrow as it hits that line. But thing is just setting up really, really good there. Drug. We knew it was running up today. Like I said, just be careful tomorrow. But it is still setting up DRUG. And again, I wish they did have options on that bad boy. And that KWE ran up a little bit today. Let me see what it did. I know it was up a little bit, not nothing crazy. 81 to 91. It came back to 77 is where it's at right now. And let me see. I think this one could still be getting set up. It did run up, nothing too crazy, like I said, and it still could get over that dollar. So keep an eye on this KWE. It is at Aerospace and Defense for Canada, K West Microsystems, and it does look like it's setting up still to run a little higher. So keep an eye on that. And then HURA dipped down today. It came down like a dollar, but still not even looking bad. It was kind of hitting that resistance up there in the 730s. It never got that high. What did it get up to today? 720 area, but it is hitting that resistance. And again, I could just trade in between this channel, 740 and then $6. It's at 590 right now in the after hours. So we'll keep an eye on it. And like I said, this one looks like they have something going on and it's trying to set up here to get blasting off in like the next probably 2 weeks or so. So we'll keep an eye on this HURA because it has run up. I threw it on the list way down here in the threes, and now we're looking at it in like the 590s over $6 range. So got up to 720. So that was a good little popper right there, and it could be setting up to keep running. So we'll watch that one and see if it just wants to bounce again. RGTI, let's see, that one ran up today again, and I think that one could be finished up though, but it opened up at 332. It got up to 366. Its low is 284 and it's at 311 right now. So it did some moving around there, but again, I'm not so sure it wants to continue. I mean, it's in the top. It honestly, it could bounce tomorrow. I'd have to look at it after that run. If anything, it could be setting up to get bullish again. And it's a computer hardware company, and all these things have been running up there, all these quantum ones and all them crazy ones. So that's RGTI, and it is moving. And again, I'd have to look at that in the morning, see if it really wants to bounce back up into the top. It's in the top still, just flat right at the bottoms of the like right by the line. So it could go either way. I just can't really tell. I'd have to look at that bad boy in the morning. So I'll take a look at that. mRNA, let's see that one. That's Moderna. Remember, this thing went crazy during COVID, and it looks like it's about to go crazy right now. So I don't know what Moderna's up to. I know I just had COVID, but I wasn't taking no Moderna or anything else, and definitely am not getting those shots and never have. So and I was perfectly fine. What is it? mRNA. So yeah, this thing it got crazy. I remember during COVID, this thing was great to trade. It went nutty, and it is looking pretty good right now. I'm not gonna lie. It opened at 430, 40, yeah, 4. What did I just say? 43.30, and its high was 44.66, and its low is 42.07. And it closed at 44.44, but it is looking good. And yeah, there we go. Keep your eye on Moderna. It's pretty cheap, honestly, because like I said, it was way up there during COVID day. Even in the middle of the summer, it was up there at $170. It was up there right around there during COVID, so it was over 200. I remember that, but yeah, it just ran up to that high in the summertime for some crazy reason. Not sure why, but it's looking pretty decent to try to run up. Has some resistance there at 52, and we're in the 44. So there you go, right there. And that is mRNA, and that is Moderna. And like I said, it is looking pretty decent setup and wants to run VVPR, Vivo Power International. I don't know. Did we look at this yesterday? I don't remember. I know we looked at it recently, and I don't remember if we looked at it again last night, but this one is still cruising, and I would say it wants to get into the top right there, VVPR. So let me look at it on mine. It does look solid to run up there. Has earnings coming up December 13th, so that's next Friday. Nothing we have to worry about at the moment. So watch for this thing to try to run up into that $1.50 area right there. And that's VVPR trying to run up a little bit higher on that momentum right there. And that ITRM, I was saying that thing was looking pretty decent again the other day, and it ran up pretty nice. It ran up like 37 cents, and I'm telling you, this thing's looking good. It's in the top, but I have a feeling this thing's gonna pull back and set up some more. It went from 205 to 248. Its low is 195, and it's at 248, so it's at its high. It ran up in the after hours right there, and it like I said, it's looking pretty solid, and they had something. They regained full NASDAQ compliance on November 21st. Don't even remember that happening, but I just remember they had something with some urinary tract things. So I was just looking down to see what it was called. Yeah, urinary tract something, and it was looking good. And I'm telling you, this thing wants to run up. It's in the top now. It's going to pull back and then set up and run even higher up. So that's ITRM. So keep your eye on that. That's an Ireland biotech company right there. And let's take a look at SKK because we looked at it last night and it's just still pulling back. It's not ready yet. It's just running flat. It's an interesting one. I know I looked at it today to see if it had any kind of movement or wanted to show us anything. It's trying to curl up, but it's nice and slow. 146 to 152 down to 122 and it's at 129 right now and that's SKK Holdings and I'm telling you this thing did run up not long ago. What day was that? November 21st. It ran up over 1145 and now it's down at 128 and again we'll just wait for it to be the perfect time. I'll keep an eye on it. SKK, I'll look at it again tomorrow, see if it has any movement trying to curl up or do anything, and I'll let you know. But it didn't have that look today, I promise you. And you can see it even had a million, over a million, 1.3 in volume, and it was down 13 cents. So wait until this thing gets set up because that will get running. And CETX is looking decent again. That one recently reverse split. And now I know today it looked like it had pulled back. It could have been its bottom. I was keeping an eye on it. What did it do? 321 to 326. It got down to 302. It's at 310. Let me just see what it looked like in the after hours here. Um, yeah, it just kind of flat right there. It was looking a little better earlier. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's trying to make a base down here is what it looks like. I'm just not so sure that 302 is its bottom. I'll have to look at it tomorrow, but it is getting set up, CETX. So keep your eye on it because again, reverse split the other day and it is getting set up and you know it'll get popping off. KITT, that Nauticus Robotics Inc. We were looking at this last night. It was down, but it ran up in the after hours. This thing was really set up pretty good today. Let me see. What did it run up to? It did 122 to 149, but it ran up in the after hours. Finviz has it at what? 122 to 124. So it didn't move that much today. And then in the after hours, it ran up there, and it even says it closed. It's as low as 110 and closed at 112. But it is at 138, and it did pop up to that 149 right there. So again, we were talking about this yesterday, getting set up aerospace and defense. This one was looking good. It dipped today. It was a good opportunity to buy it because it popped in the after hours right there. So I would watch that momentum tomorrow and just keep an eye on that. That could be running up some more. And IQ, this thing is setting up, guys. It was up 2 cents. I know we took a look at it and it ran what 219 to like 226, but keep an eye on this thing. It is getting set up. I'm not so sure it was gonna be popping tomorrow, but it is getting set up to get popping really soon. It looks like it's gonna get into that channel like 221 and 248 something, 245 area, and try to trade in there. So even $2 to 220 probably is more realistic. I don't think it's going to get up to that 240 yet. That's going to be its resistance after it pops. So between 220 and $2 area, and let it try to trade in between that. We'll see if it tries to jump up there tomorrow, but I have a feeling you're going to get that little channel, and then it's going to get popping. So IQ, we'll keep an eye on that one and just see what it wants to do and when it wants to get set up, and it'll be ready. PRZO is an aerospace and defense for Israel. It ran up way up today. We can take a quick look at these aerospace and defense for Israel. There's only four, and this one we knew it was setting up the other day. I mean, we were looking at these bad boys, and this one just went nutty today. It kind of went crazy on what, Friday as well. Yeah, the 29th, it ran up. I remember we were talking about 68 to 174, and today 138 to 227. So it was a perfect little setup right there, and it got blasted off. And we were looking at it right here in the low 50 or in the 50 cent area, and it's at like I said, it ran up over two today. So there you go. That was a beauty right there. PRZO, Para Zero, and I forget what the other ones are offhand. I can look real quick. I'll recognize them. ESLT, I know, is one of them. This one is GAUZ, and I know there's like a T one, that PRZO, and then there's one with T's, TATT. That's it. All right, let's look at the Israeli aerospace and defense real quick. We'll just take a little U-turn and just look at these bad boys because ESLT is looking great. And remember, we looked at this, I mean, way down here in like the 180s. It's sitting at 244 right now. We knew this one was setting up before and getting was going to run. It just ran up in the top like a crazy person for a little while here. But it is looking good to curl back up and run. It's at 244 and wants to get up to 255, I think, again. Let me just take a better look on mine, but it doesn't look terrible, I'll tell you that. ESLT. On mine, it is pulling back. We'll see what it does when it gets to that 241. I'll look at that tomorrow, see what ESLT wants to do. And GAUZ, that's another Israeli aerospace and defense. Just kind of making a base, might even be pulling back there. So that's a good look. And so yeah, we never really had that real pop off look. And guess what? No, nothing major occurred, and they're trying to do a ceasefire and everything. And I'm pretty sure Trump just said today that all the hostages better be released or all hell will break loose. And over there, I'm pretty sure he said that today. So again, ceasefires, it's amazing. Everybody wants to stop messing around as soon as Trump won, and he's getting closer to that administration and getting in. People are thinking twice about what they're doing because he's crazy. He don't care, and he'll do something crazy, and that's exactly what we needed in this country: people to be on their toes and get things worked out. So it should be good, and these things are just pulling back. So that's that GAUZ, and that one's pulling back, and TATT. This one could roll off and go up, or it could go down. I mean, it's been bullish, but I could see it trying to pull back a little bit. Let me look at it, TATT. But no look that we're like, yeah, it looks like it's about to come back down to that $21 area. And I'll have to take a look at that tomorrow, TATT. But again, nothing crazy right there with the aerospace and defense for Israel. And that PRZO is just a perfect setup. I don't know if they had news or not. I'm not sure what the hell they did. Oh, they received European regulatory approval for drone system on November 30th. So that's why that thing's popping up. So there you go with PRZO. But again, that thing was set up perfect and we knew it. So there you go. The setup tells you everything that you need to know. And yeah, there's PRZO, and that is your Israeli aerospace and defense, and not looking bad. PLUG, remember we were looking at this down here. I remember I said it was going to start plugging up higher, and it was in like the 190s. I remember it was under $2. It's at 230, and it looks like it wants to set up and even get cruising. So keep your eye on that PLUG because that looks like it has some momentum and it looks like it wants to run up higher. And let's look at that MLGO because that's not looking bad either today, especially right towards the end of the day. It was looking pretty good, ran up 5 cents, curled up right there. And I've been saying these China small caps want to get moving. And I have a feeling they're going to start getting cruising real soon. Keep an eye on this bad boy. It gets over that 24 cents. It was touching it today. It gets over it. It's going to start cruising right there. Has plenty of room. So MLGO, keep an eye on that. I know we looked at that recently, and that could have some momentum right there. I'd have to keep an eye on that one, but it could. And how about that Sun Run, RUN? This one's in the 11s, and we were looking at this down at the 10s, and this thing looks like it could get cruising a little higher. That's what is it? RUN, Sun Run, RUN. So yeah, keep an eye on this because it looks like it does want to get running again. So keep an eye on that. Looks set up. Looks like it wants to go up some. And SNSE, let's see. It was up a little bit more today. And I'll tell you what, this thing is still just setting up right there. That 50 and the 20 are just kind of touching. And like I said, it is still just setting up. It's got all kinds of stuff going on. Wouldn't be surprised if this thing just pops out of nowhere again. And it already ran up once. It ran up on the 25th over 65, so or to 65. But it does look like it wants to move a little more. And that's that Sensei Biotherapeutics I've been talking about. And yeah, it's not looking bad right there. And let's take a look at Walgreens and see what WBA's up to. It's at 898. It's actually setting up kind of to have a little pop right here. I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy. You could see where the bottom is. That's at 808 and it's trying to touch that $9. So yeah, it looks like it's trying to run up. It's only going to run up to like 1053 area it looks like if it gets up that high. But it does look like it could have a little, and again, it runs up as it's still pretty bearish. So it's not like it's going to be getting crazy. It's just going to run up a little bit. It's setting up to have a nice little pop up, and then it's going to be coming back down. And Village MD CEO Tim Barry steps down. So I don't even know what that means or who he is, but yeah, there you go. I'm not sure who he is, but there you go. He stepped down. Now I gotta look. Who's Village MD? What does that even mean? Village MD CEO and co-founder Tim Barry. I have no idea what that is. Village MD. I'm just trying to find out if anyone knows what it is, but I don't know why it's tied to Walgreens. That's why I was just wondering if he had something to do with Walgreens or if that's something that they outsource. I have no idea. Anyway, who cares? WBA, but it's like I said, it is setting up the pop, so it's been pulling back. We've been watching it. It is setting up the run, and then it'll pull back some more. And again, the company still doesn't look like it's in good shape. So it does have a bottom down there at $8 though. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep an eye on it. And that's your Walgreens update. And the yin and the yang, we never looked at them yesterday. I totally forgot. But that yin is looking pretty good at this point right now. Let me just keep an look at it though. But the yin is looking better. I was looking at it today, and if it crosses through, it's going to get moving. So let me just see. And it looks like it wants to. Let me look at that yang and see what that wants to do here. Because I thought it was going to get up closer to that 90. It got pretty close. It got up to 87, and I thought it was going to try to really get running up there. But I guess China's trying to do something. I don't know. It's coming down. It could, and again, that yin, we've seen it come up, curling up like this, and then hit the line and come crashing down on it. And we've seen the yang coming down like this and then roll right off and go higher. So it's honestly kind of tough to tell. But the yang does not look too bad. Let me look at that yin again and just see. I mean, it's coming onto it pretty hard. I'll have to look at it tomorrow. It does look like it's trying. I don't know though. It has so many weird looks going on. It's bizarre. I'm telling you, it's kind of wild. So I have no idea. There's something happening over in China. What's going on over there, Laptop Travel? Because this thing looks crazy to me right now, that yin and the yang. So I'll look at them in the morning. We'll update that tomorrow morning because they look goofy to me right now. So we'll look at them and I'll let you know what they look like. OCGN's down 3 cents at 94 cents, and it was just kind of pulling back. It crossed up, and again, I think this thing's going to try to keep moving. That 20 and 50 are meeting up, but it has a weird meet up. Nah, it's probably going to start try to bounce back up tomorrow, is what it looks like to me. Just keep an eye on that OCGN. It does look like it wants to try to bounce back up there. So keep an eye on that tomorrow. And let's look at Boyle and Cold here. Boyle and Cold. Boyle's been getting cooled down. It was looking great there, and it came down kind of to its support line at like 42.25 right there. And let's see exactly what it's doing on mine here. Let's see what that boils up to. Yeah, let's see. I got to see cold and see if that wants to go up because the boil could actually roll off of there and move. Cold was up 459 today, and it's curling up and looking much better, although that cold is looking pretty good. That's that natural gas ultra short. Let me look at it on mine. 20 and 50 are meeting up. I mean, it has such a the yin and the yang and the boil and the cold have like crazy looks. I mean, the cold looks like it wants to go flying, but at the same time, it looks like it wants to stop dead in its tracks right here at $67. So, I mean, flying is at $4 from 63 to 67. I'm not so sure, but that's what it looks like. I have to look at these guys tomorrow for sure. That yin, the yang, the boil, and the cold, and just see what the heck they're up to because they're giving me crazy looks right there. So we will definitely address them in the morning. ADBE, and I'm gonna write them down here. Cold and boil and yin and yang, just so I don't forget. Bam, there we go. And that way we can check them in the pre-market. Adobe, we were looking at this the other day. It was down. I mean, I remember it was down around. I know the bottoms were like 502, right around 500, I believe. It's at 516. And I'm telling you what, this thing's trying to set up to get moving right now. Adobe, that's ADBE, and it's at 516.20. So keep an eye on it. But it does appear to be setting up, and they do have earnings coming up on the 11th. So that's next Wednesday. So about a little over a week away. So just be careful. But I'm telling you what, I'll probably check this out after the earnings because it is setting up, and it'll probably have some crazy dip or something and be perfect. The earnings are just crazy to me anymore. The more I look at them, the more wild they are. So I'm just definitely looking at them after the earnings and not even so much right before. If it's a good look and it's easy and you're saying, oh, it's going to pop and it's a quick one, yeah, for sure. But they just get weird right around earnings. I'm not sure what goes on. But CRKN, let's look at Crown Electrokinetics. And this one's been pulling back down there. And let's see, CRKN. And yeah, it's just straight pulling back. It's going to set up. It's just not ready yet. And was today its bottom? I'm not so sure. 25.5 cents. It could just continue to slowly pull back a little bit more. It's not showing me that it wants to curl up just yet. So I'll keep my eye on that CRKN because it's way down there and it could easily pop up. The only thing that would be stopping it could be a reverse split there. So let me see. I don't see any. Oh, it did back in what, July, June 25th. So I'm not saying they can again, but that would be the only thing stopping that from trying to get set up. CRKN and MDAI. Let's look at that bad boy. That one was popping up. We were looking at it. I remember yesterday it was just trying to peek up into the top right there, and it looked like it was going to keep the momentum. MDAI. So there you go. It did keep its momentum, and again tomorrow it probably will keep its momentum up there. That's that medical device company. So that's MDAI, and you can probably keep an eye on that in the morning because it looks like it'll stay up in that top. What did it run up to today? It ran from what, 196 to 276, and it's at 254 right now. So there you go. That's what it opened and its high were. And it's at, like I said, it's at 254, and it doesn't look bad to continue its momentum in the morning. And that True Golf TRUG, that was down 6 cents. It was running up the other day, and honestly, looks like it's some healthy pullback. So let's just take a look at it. Doesn't look terrible right there. And it stays up over that 50. It's at 46 right now, but gets back up to that 50. It'll be fine. That's True Golf TRUG. And again, it did run a little bit. Ran from, what do we look at it, in the 38-cent range? And I know it ran up to like 58, 60 cents. So not a bad little run. And it could get set up again. Like I said, that could be some pullback for it to run. So I'll keep an eye on TRUG and see what it wants to do. And I think didn't we look at SNSC? That's at Sensi. Yeah, we definitely looked at that one already. And what is that? SER, that's what it is. Serena Therapeutics. This thing was trying to curl up. I saw this today. Someone sent it over, and I just happened to see this SER, and it is. It's like hitting that bottom right there. Let me tell you what it did today. SER, because it ran around some. 507 to 816. It came down to 460 at some point, and now it's at 670. So on On FinViz, it closed at 475, and it says it ran up to 614 in the after hours. But again, it ran up to like 816, and it's sitting at 670. And this thing could keep its momentum tomorrow. And again, I was looking at it today. It was wanting to bounce off the bottom. I didn't realize it ran up that much in the after hours there. So there you go. That did pop up there in the after hours. I didn't even realize it. But it did want to bounce off, and I was looking at it today. But there you go. We'll look at it tomorrow. And again, it could keep that momentum. It popped in that after hours there. So there you go with that bad boy. And ASO, it's always a good problem when you look at them and you're like, oh, that thing's gonna pop, and then it pops off before right in the after hours before we even do our show. Um, and you just know that you have the right look down. That's what I like, and there you go. So we know we've been nailing them down, and it's always a good problem, like I said, to not catch every one of them. You can't trade them all anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You pick the ones that you're confident with, and you run with them. And similar to the ones like Meta today was an animal, and I've been telling you guys that thing wanted to run. What did it even do? It ran up what over $18 today. So yeah, Meta was really nice. I know my options went nuts. I told you it was going to 600 and then to 620. I did say that, and it's on its way to six. So there you go at Meta. But we'll check that out later. Let's get back to ASO right here. Academy Sports and Outdoors up $1.31. They have earnings coming up on the 10th, so that's next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. It looks pretty decent to continue its way up there, ASO. So I'd have to look at it tomorrow, but it should run up to 52, maybe even 53, and hit that resistance right there. So ASO, keep an eye on that. That could continue its way up. And again, it does have earnings coming up next Tuesday, so that could go up a little bit more on that momentum. LMFA, that is LM Funding America, and this thing has some weird looks. I think this is a USA company. I think I said this last time. I always thought this was a China one. This is a USA credit services, and this thing looks like it's setting up to get crazy, to be honest with you. LMFA, I know we looked at it not long ago, and yeah, it just was been curling up, hasn't been able to break through, but I think you're about to see that breakthrough and get moving there. So keep your eye on. If not, it's just going to continue to set up here and run between that 317 and probably like that 250 area. I don't know if it's coming back down to 225, possibly. Has a lot of weird looks right there. So something up with that. LMFA, LM Funding America. So I'll keep my eye on that bad boy. I'll look and see what it's doing tomorrow, see if it gives me an idea. And BCTX, let's see that one up 13 cents. And this one, Brain Cell Therapeutics. I think we did look at this before too, BCTX. And this one is moving up there. So it's at 112. It ran 98 to 113. It's at 112. And this one should try to continue that momentum up there tomorrow. So BCTX not looking bad. SNTI, this thing ran like crazy today, up over $7. I mean, it was way up there. And honestly, it's got that look like it might want to stay up there in the morning. So it ran 250 to 1694, and it went nutty right there. Senti Biosciences, SNTI. I'm not sure. Was it? I think I kind of feel like it was on a laptop lowdown list not long ago, and there you go. It's way up there, and it's at 1109. And again, I would check it out in the morning. It looks like it wants to stay up there. Another one with them gray earnings, and then all of a sudden it just popped. How many days after? It's hard for me to even tell, but let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. That's like the 10th day after that gray earnings. And it just like popped off like crazy. So seeing a lot of that. Have to look for them gray earnings. I keep saying it. But yeah, that one could stay up there tomorrow, so just look for that as a momentum play. SNTI and GNS. Apparently, this one's getting pumped up by somebody online. I forget who, but it is curling up. It's not looking bad right there. Genius Group. I know we looked at it the other day, and it literally on like right in the beginning of November, it ran up to like $1.50. It went. Um, maybe even higher, but I remember it went from like 70 cents to $1.50, and we had looked at it right before that. And here we are again. The 20 and 50 are meeting up. It does look like it kind of wants to make that hard curl up. Let me look at it. And again, I don't like these big pumps, but this one does look good, GNS. So I would keep an eye on that Genius Group. It does look pretty decent right there to be set up. So keep your eye on GNS right there. And how about OM? How about that? I know we looked at this before. I forget what it is. Outset Medical. Let's see what this is up to. It looks like it's trying to curl up and get moving, is what it looks like it's doing. It's down at 90 cents. It's way down here. It was trading at like three something not long ago. And let me just look at OM real quick here and see what it's up to. It's just a little pullback today. It's just kind of making its way up right now. But yeah, I would say this thing's gonna try to get set up and run, guys. Keep an eye on it. It looks pretty decent. Has a lot of room, and it's been down here for a while. And another one dipped hard on earnings back in August 8th, and it's been down here ever since. So, uh, like I said, August 7th, it opened at 352 and its high was 359. And August 8th, it had some earnings. Well, it had its earnings on August 7th, it looks like. Yep. And then boom, it just came straight down off its earnings all the way down to $1.98. So, and it's been down since then. And and again, it's at 90 cents and it is curling up there. So keep an eye on that OM. Not looking bad there. And how about PW? Let's look at that. That's looking really good. Power right, or ret, whatever you say. But that's getting into the top and it's going to get to that 170. It's at 152 right now. And it looks pretty good to get up there. So PW, I would keep an eye on that for a little momentum runner in the morning. That's not looking bad. And how about SKYX? I never looked at that one. SKYX, I'm not even familiar. SKYX Platforms, an electrical company. And this one looks really good, guys. Keep your eye on that bad boy. It was up 14 cents. SKYX looking really good right there, guys. I would say that's going to be a momentum runner right there. SKYX looking good right there, I would have to say. Definitely keep your eye on that. MDJH, let's see that one. We've been looking at it. And it's just right there. I mean, let me see it on here. MDJJH. Here we go. And it is, I mean, it's been trying to curl up out of that basement, and all it has to do is get slightly up there and over that 17 cent area. It's at 16 right there. It did pull back just under 15 or under 16 into the high 15s in the after hours, but I'm telling you, MDJH is right there. It's going to get popping, and you guys are going to be happy. And I'm pretty sure it's Scott that's been looking at that, and I think you're going to be pretty excited about that one soon because it looks pretty good. It is setting up. It's not pulling back or anything. It's just running its course and getting ready. LGHL, let's see what the line wants to do. It was trying to run up the other day. On Friday, it did pull back to 18 and a half. LGHL. And yeah, it did run. Remember, it ran on Friday. It went nutty. It went from like 19 to 27. And we said that line wanted to get moving, and it did right there. It's hitting the line. I mean, I think it's going to continue to set up and get moving again. So let me just keep an eye on that line, LGHL, and see when it wants to run up again. NDRA down 24 cents. Let's see. This one was running up. Friday, it had run up to like over six, and right now it's at 547. It wasn't in a bad spot, but it did pull back. Hard to trust them over that long weekend and anything that happens. And yeah, Friday it did got up to what, $7 today. It's at 573 to 585. It's at 555, and it could be pulling back. Could be a little healthy. I'll look at it tomorrow, but it definitely has that pullback look. Not sure it's going to dip hard, but it is pulling back some. XPON. Now this one I remember was getting set up. Let's see. Yeah, this one's rolling off and trying to get moving, guys. So keep your eye on XPON. I think what it do today. 246, that's what it opened at. So yesterday it closed at 233 and it gapped up in the morning. So it did open up higher than it closed yesterday. And then it came back down to 226, 227 is where it's at. I'll have to keep an eye on it because it did gap up. I didn't even look at it today, but it doesn't look bad to be honest with you, XPON. So I would keep an eye on that. I'll look at that tomorrow. Let me mark that one. Not that I remember. I don't remember looking at it anyway. I could have. DRMA. Let's look at this one. People are asking about DRMA, and it is getting set up. It was running today. Let's see if it wants to keep that run going. DRMA. Definitely not looking bad. 113 to 143. It's at 127. It has resistance at 136, and it doesn't look bad to continue tomorrow. So, yeah, I would keep an eye on that DRMA and see what that wants to do right there. So, let me take a look at SMX. I'm just going to mark DRMA. Probably going to be a little momentum play, I would think. So, keep your eye on it. SMX is that security company in Ireland. And let's see, it's just been running that bottom 19 and a half right there. It's been trying to move, but not getting cruising yet. Just kind of sitting there. I'll look at it tomorrow. Like I said, it's not doing much. It has its earnings next Friday, and maybe it should try to get moving. It's in that spot where it could. Maybe it's waiting for earnings, and this is going to pop next week. So it's just kind of running a little flat right there. SMX, nothing crazy. So we'll keep an eye on that. TWG is that top wealth group, and this one had curled through the other day and then kind of pulled back. Right now it was up a little bit today. Let me just see what it's doing here. TWG 29 to 30, and it came down to 27. It's at 29 now. Again, all this thing has to do is get right over that 33 cent area and it can be popping, and it's got a lot of room. It still doesn't look bad right there, TWG. So just keep an eye on it because it isn't looking bad at all. And I'm telling you, it's just getting set up there. And that is a Hong Kong company. It ran up pretty high or had a big dip. It ran up and then had a big dip, and it is trying to get set up again. ACON, let's look at that one. ACON, a Clarion. I know we looked at this before and it popped up not long ago. It doesn't look bad again. ACON, I would keep an eye on this. Has that, well, it does have a kind of weird look on mine. It ran up Friday. It was trying to move. It got opened at 18. That was its high. Today, it's just that sitting at 18. Has a really weird look. I'll look at this tomorrow, actually. It's a strange look, but watch it in the morning because I don't know what the heck's going on with that. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that one. Um, ACON. I gotta look at that bad boy right there. MRNS. Let's see what that's doing. MRNS. Marinus Pharmaceuticals. That one looks like it's trying to curl up out of the basement right there. I would say this one's trying to run MRNS. It's looking pretty good to me, I would say. Yeah, I would keep an eye on that. I would watch that one right there. That one could be setting up. I'll watch that bad boy right there. And CLEU, that's Clue. CLEU. Let's see what that's doing. China liberal education. Just kind of coming down to that bottom right there. That could be a bottom bounce look, honestly. And we'll see. Hold on. It did run up on Friday, 23 to 26, and then today 21 to 19. It's at 20, and it's just touching that bottom right there. Um, I'd have to look at it, but it could be a little dip and rip situation. So I would keep an eye on that clue. And again, that's one of them China ones, and I'm not sure. I'll look at the messages and see if anything's going on. If Laptop Travel said anything's happening over there, because like I said, that yin and that yang look crazy, and a lot of them look kind of crazy. OTLK Outlook Therapeutics is down 2 cents, and this one, oh yeah, I remember this. This had that big dip. It's just trying to set up. Has a weird look today. Probably opened and closed on the same price, but just in a weird spot. But yeah, it's just still trying to set up there, and your bottom was still 82 cents down there. It ran from like $4 that day to like 82 or something. It got way down there. So that was your bottom, 82, 87, and we're at 203 right now. And again, we're just trying to get set back up on OTLK, and that's a biotech company. I don't even know what happened to that, but their price target lowered to $9 from 50 on November 3rd and or November 30th, I mean. And yeah, that I guess made it tank pretty good because actually that was before it even tanked. So I have no idea, but oh well, we don't care about the news. Again, we're just watching for that setup and we'll find it and I'll let you know. VMAR, I think we looked at this. Yup, we looked at that Vision Marine one. So we already did that guy. And Maxon, MAXN, this one actually was looking good today. I meant to post it. STX Confidential sent me a message about this guy, and I think they might even had some news, possibly. I don't know. I don't see anything, but yeah, it's not looking bad right there. It's right in between that channel, and it looks like it's trying to set up MAXN. So keep an eye on that one because it does look healthy. I would say it's trying to run up there tomorrow, MAXN. So keep an eye on that one. And APLT, let's look at that one. APLT, Applied Therapeutics. That looks like it's in the basement. What did this do? This took a nice dip right there, I would say. APLT down 28 cents. APLT, let me see. Oh, yeah, nice dip down there. We're going to have to keep our eye on this bad boy. It went from being a $10 area, even higher. Yeah, like 10.50, and now we're looking at a $1.71. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'm not so sure it's going to bounce tomorrow, but I'll be able to tell what it wants to do tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on it and see what it wants to do. The Monday night game, the Denver and Cleveland, 21-17. The Broncos are up. It's at halftime right there, just for a little sports update for you. And APLT, like I said, we'll find that bottom. I don't know. It has that look like it could do a bounce, but I don't think it wants to. So. I'll look at it tomorrow and we'll figure that one out. GDXD, isn't that the gold microsectors gold miners three times inverse ETN? This one looks like it's ready to get cruising, huh? Let me see. GDXD. Right? Yeah. Yeah, this one looks like it's gonna pop up there. I might have to take a look at this bad boy and see what it wants to do. I don't know if it's gonna get much past that 15. It's got to break that 15, basically get over 16 to really get moving, and it kind of could. What's the opposite of this? I'm not even sure. I forget. But I know Nug and Dust are two of them. NUGT, and that's the NUGT is the Dowie bull one for gold, and that is coming down right now, it appears. So let's look at Dust right now. And Dust, oh wow, Dust is set. Whoa, we're gonna have to look at that. I guess gold just got a little bearish, I guess, huh? We have to look at them too. The what the heck is it? Dust and holy cow, what was it? Oh my God. NUGT. I had to go back on the computer. I just went to a meeting right before this. I'll tell you guys. So I uh I told you I'm involved in like everything in town kind of, and I coach sports and all that good stuff. So long story short, they had to have a restructuring meeting for our our town baseball organization because I'll just say apparently, but it's not apparently, but this is facts. They had they had like three Venmo accounts. Just put it this way, all kinds of money was getting taken all over the place, and people had to resign the other day. They got called out on it, and so they had to resign immediately, or they did resign immediately. And then, yeah, they just brought in the people that called them out on it, wanted to obviously take it over. I know the one guy lives around the corner from me, and super nice guy, just trying to do the right thing. And yeah, it's just mind-boggling to me. Like almost every sports organization, these people get in there and just steal money. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, and it probably happens in every single town around the country country. I'm telling you, it's wild what goes on. I'm involved in softball. I'm telling you, it's the only organization in town that actually has money in the account. And at the end of the year, we have this huge party. I think I was telling you about it before in the summertime, as a matter of fact, because I helped set it up. I don't even coach anymore. My daughter, I coached the same team from T-ball to when the girls got into high school. And then obviously after when they got into high school, they stopped playing together. And but yeah, I had the exact same team, all the same parents. We had a great time. It was awesome. We went to the championship every year. Never won. Probably never even deserved to be there. I just had a group of girls that who just played together for so long and just had a great time every time we went out on the field. We always had fun, and yeah, we just and that's what it was always about. It's always about giving back to the kids. But you would be amazed at how many people have their hands in this money. It's so crazy. And I mean, I guess the sports organizations, depending on how big they can be, in your town, how big your town is, they can generate some revenue nowadays. Travel sports is a huge business. I mean, it's a giant industry. I guess that's how it kind of really evolved. People realized what these town organizations could make, and then they kind of made it a business because you're a volunteer, obviously, when you're doing it for town, which is perfectly fine. We do it for the kids and try to, make them have a good time and not steal. So, yeah, they were stealing money every which way. I'm telling you, every organization in town except for softball. And now we're going to put kind of baseball and softball together for the first time ever. Now we realized why they never wanted to, because they never wanted eyes on them, especially when I'm involved. Nobody ever wants me to be looking at numbers or anything. I walked in, it was like a gasp of air. The council's in there, and I just hear, I'm like, yeah, there I am, guys. How you doing? And it's hysterical when I walk in places for town meetings and stuff because I call everybody out on everything, and I hold people accountable, and they should be held accountable. So yeah, people just stealing money, and I'll be honest, I'm like I said, I'm involved with softball, but before I got really involved. I was still coaching, and it wasn't. It's just we have a small amount of people turn out for girls softball in town, and they kept the organization running. And the people that were in charge, their kids had been long gone, and they were just kind of keeping it going. So it didn't really even have any money, but they weren't take. There was no money to take. Let's put it that way. And so for 2 seasons, I literally took the money out of my pocket, paid for the snack stand, all the food, the umpires, and all the uniforms to get made, just so we could have 2 seasons. And in the third season, we said, "Yeah, let's just like get some donations, some sponsors, and pay for this stuff." And then we changed it around, and now the league has like excess. It has never had that much money, I promise you. Has more new pitching machines, all new equipment, big parties at the end of the year, and it's all for the kids. And the money's always there, and it's always more money because we do like we raise money and do fundraisers and things like that. And again, the money gets put back into the account and also gets spent appropriately. So I'm on that board and I help out, so I'm going to be helping out with baseball as well. But yeah, it's just amazing how many people steal. I mean, it's so crazy. So just look into sports in your town and just wonder about it because I'm telling you, it is crazy what goes on. But anyway, so yeah, my mind's kind of just in a fog just because I was dealing with that earlier and I just got over the COVID. So that's why I keep reading things wrong, but just telling you what I was doing earlier. And again, it's just crazy. They're telling us what was going on. And I'm just like, wow. Like how much and again, it all comes down to just greed, I guess. Like how much money do people you're stealing from kids. I mean, it's just so crazy to me. Just bizarre. Bizarre that even people think about it, to be completely honest with you. Not the fact that they're not taking the money out of their pocket and putting it into the league. They're trying to steal money out of the league. It's like, what kind of thought process is going on here? So anyway, that was that. But yeah, we're just like I said, just think about the sports organizations in your league. And if you have a big town and big organization, they can generate some money. And there can be, if it's not run right and you don't have the right people, I'm telling you, money can just be missing all over the place. I know our football league is a huge league in town, and there's there's more than six figures missing. Let's put it high. There's six figures plus was missing recently. So you're talking lots of money goes missing real quick. It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's wild. I'm not involved with that by no means. I've never been in the football, so with the town. So, but yeah, it's just crazy. But anyway, let's get back to this. But yeah, just kind of eye-opening when you think about it. But yeah, that's I was at a meeting for that this evening. I just came home and hopped on here, and it's just like, wow, just kind of thinking about it, like, God, people just stealing from everything anymore. It's just crazy. Anyway, WTO, let's see what that's going to do. Um, WTO, that's another one of these China ones, and it did just run up over that 50. It got up or over to 20. It did just get right up there, like in a perfect spot. So I would keep an eye on this. And again, these China ones, they're just looking all crazy. So let's look at EJH real quick and see what that's up to. That one's just kind of pulling back. That was looking good last week. I remember it ran up, pulling back a little, but not looking too bad. EJH. So I'll look at that tomorrow and just see. I don't even think it's going to pull back anymore. That could be like its little bottom and try to go back up. Because that bottom was down here at like 67 cents. It's at 71. I don't think it wants to go any lower than that right now. So we will keep an eye on them too as well. And that's WTO, NEJH, and Edible EDBL. Let's take a look at that Edible Garden. And let's see what they're doing. We haven't looked at it in a little while. It's actually in a pretty good spot. It's been in a good spot. It's just not moving yet. EDBL. Let's see what it's waiting for. Today it opened and closed right at 17, 17 to 18, and then down to 15, closed at 17, and just sitting right there. Like I said, it has that look where it could get moving, guys. So I would keep an eye on EDBL. It looks like it's trying to set up anyway. And VVOS, let's look at that. VVOS, here we go. Vivos Therapeutics. This one's cruising, guys. And I would say this one's going to keep its momentum tomorrow. VVOS, 299 to $4. It's at 360 right now, and it's looking really good right there. So I would say you have a momentum play with that. VVOS and DBI. Let's see what that's up to here. DBI. Designer Brands up 56 cents. They have earnings coming up real soon on December 10th, which is next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. But this thing looks great right now, at least here. Let me see what it did in the after hours. Oh, yeah, it looks really good. DBI 495 to 554. It's at 553 and looks like it could continue to roll right up to that 570 area. So keep an eye on that. Designer Brands, DBI. That looks like it's going to continue up. And let's look at that S dot. What did they do today? I don't remember. It was down a dot. Oh, yeah. This one ran up to that top area. This one looked like it was going to run in the top and it pulled back. Maybe it's just a little healthy to set up some more, but it definitely pulled back $1 right there. SDOT. So we'll keep an eye on this to see if it's going to do anything tomorrow. But again, it has that like top look, pullback look at 440, but does look like it could easily get moving again. So it opened at 550 and it got down to 372 and it's at 440. So S dot, we'll look at that tomorrow as well. Let me take a look at the messages. We'll go through our laptop travels. And we'll look at crypto and our big caps and see what's going to be else, what else is going to be popping tomorrow. So let me take a quick look, see what you guys want to look at real fast. Here we go. Yeah, O'Hare's bastard child. I agree. Special place in hell for people stealing from kids. You're not. It's so crazy to me, and I'm telling you, it happens way more. I had no idea until I kind of started really getting involved, and then you start hearing about other towns, and it's just all over. It's like an epidemic. But yeah, I almost feel like that's why the town sports are disappearing and is all becoming travel sports. Not only is it becoming a business, it's it's become that way for a reason because can't even get people to volunteer without just stealing. It's bizarre. I'm telling you. Hopefully things have changed. I know that today we had a great group of people that showed up to help out, and it'll definitely get much better. And We did it with softball, and again, softball wasn't in that situation. It just kind of was run down where they just didn't have the volunteers, and you need a lot of people to run these organizations. It's not just like a president and a vice president and a treasurer and a secretary. I mean, there's four right there. You need like 20 people to run some of these organizations. It's just a lot involved, and it's you're volunteering, so you can't just throw it all on one person. And so yeah, I've done plenty of many hours. I enjoy it. I love to do it. I go and help fix the fields and all that good stuff as well. I at softball, I built like a whole closet to keep all our equipment safe. I paid for all that, paid for the door, put it all in, did all. I've done so much for them, but again, never asked for anything in return because you're not asking for any. You're doing it so that the kids have something that, again, they have brand new pitching machines and a lot of great stuff that that really makes a difference. We have really nice batting cages in town that they built, and when I coached softball, we would have the girls in there all winter long, and I'm telling you, that's one of the reasons why we were in championships every year. We had them playing all year round, but sometimes we just show up and play kickball and just have fun times. And again, it's time that the kids aren't on their tablets, they're out of the house, they're having fun with other kids, and it's things that they just don't always do. And yeah, we just had a really fun team. And again, I say the girls, they have their little cliques. They're not all best friends, but they get along enough where they all, they go out, they say hi, they know they're a team, and they played as a team. And like I said, we had a great time together, and that's what it's about. But when you're stealing from them, that can't happen. I mean, you can't give back like you should be when money's going missing all the time, and it's just crazy to me that that goes on. So yeah, I agree 100%, but I'm telling you, it happens way more than you. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the towns don't press charges all the time because they don't want the bad rap and the bad publicity. So they try to work things out, and it's got to be pretty big. Like they got to be really embezzling some crazy money for the town for them to really get law enforcement involved. So I've learned that as well. So yeah, they don't really want the bad reputation or trying to ruin things. So you got to really be stealing a lot, and it's just crazy that people would even try to do it, think about it, and do it. So. There you go. That goes on all over the country, I'm sure. Hopefully it stops, but again, just crazy. But there you go. LRCX. Let's look at that, Luis Rodriguez. What did I type in? LRCX, not LCRX. LRC. I'm telling you, my brain's like fried from just like listening to the story of everything that was happening. I'm telling you, like it like fried my brain. I was like just angry. I was just like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like this is going on?" And I already knew half of this stuff. I didn't even know the whole story. I still don't even know it all because we didn't even have that much time. But yeah, it was enough to make your head explode. Let's put it that way. When they had multiple accounts, they were going on. I mean, it was just crazy what was going on. And so, yeah, that had to stop. LRCX, though, Luis Rodriguez, this looks great. 7851. I've never even semiconductor equipment company. And it looks like it's going to run up to that 82 and possibly just blast into the top right there. Um, LRCX. Yeah, I would say, where's it at? 78.74 in the after hours. What's it? 78.66. Yeah, I would say you're looking pretty solid right there, Luis Rodriguez. It does look like it wants to continue to run, so that one looks really good. I like it. Let's see what else we have here. OTLK. Let's look at that bad boy. I think we already did, and I know I was talking to hold on one sec, Pablo about it. OT, what is it? I mean, I forget what we said. OTLK. That Outlook Therapeutics. There you go. Do they have options on this? Is that what you just showed? It's hard for me to blow that up, but yeah, let me know. Do they have options on this? This one would be a pretty good one, I bet to uh to run up. If it does, I'll have to look into that. I think it looked like it did, if I was looking correctly. I'm not exactly sure. And let's see what else is going on. TZUP for Elena, sure. Let's look at that one. I don't even know what that is. Thumbs Up Media, huh? That one's an interesting one. Let's see. It's curled up, going up. It's about to hit that 543 area. It's at 517 right now. TZUP. Yeah, I would say, is this like a new one or something? Did it just, let me see something. Did it just start? No. It's like a shell company, something weird. It has that weird look in it. It looks like it just like started up on October 29th. And then I think that's where mine said, yeah, October 29th. That's exactly what it looked like on here. So, let me see real quick. Let me just look, yeah, like right there. It could have started before that, but right there, really, October 29th. But yeah, this thing is an interesting one for sure. TZUP. I just can't get a good look on it because I'm telling you, it just looks like it started right there on mine. And but it did hit that bottom down here November 18th. It was way down at 277. You're at 517. I could still see thumbs up, still going up some more. Um, it's just I'd have to look at it tomorrow. It's a goofy one. Like I said, it almost looks like a shell company coming in, and then something happens. So you know how I like to look at like what's going on, and it just kind of throws me off. I like that 6 month look even more, and it just kind of looks weird to me. So I might have to look at it tomorrow just to see when it's in action, which way it wants to go. But TZUP, Elena, I can definitely look at it for you again. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write it down just because it's an interesting one to look at, and I have no idea what it wants to do. So I'll look at it in the morning for you. How's that? Just wrote that down. We'll look at ARM too for Luis Rodriguez. Let's see, ARM Holdings, and this is at 140. And yeah, this one's a good one right here. This is a semiconductor one. I know we looked at it before, and you have some momentum going up right there. You're going to get cruising right through that 143. And get up to that 151 right there. So I think ARM is about to keep going up there, Luis Rodriguez. I think you're solid there. And Laptop Travel said he's chart watching that SYRS. And again, we just started talking about it, and he posted that up as I was thinking about it. So there you go. And here's how the Mag 7 are looking overnight. Let's look at them. Um, Overnight, it looks like Tesla is up. Nvidia is up a hair. It looks like Amazon's up a little bit. Apple could be just down a tiny bit. Meta is down, I mean, a tiny, tiny bit. And Microsoft is down a hair. And what's that? Google is just up a penny. So nothing real crazy right there for the overnight. So there we go. Appreciate that. I'll repost that if you guys want to see it. Well, I don't even know what I just did with that. Jeez. Oh well. But I see more messages here. Oh, there it is. Until I hit all the buttons here. I wish they made these things a little bit bigger, and it would be way easier. But here we go. MAXN, I'm telling you, Stonky Stonks 8520. That Maxon's looking good. STX Confidential hit me up about it today, and I think it looks pretty solid still. So it's curling up there. It does look pretty good. Just watch for any dips right there. And that was at SYRS. SMCI, we'll definitely get to that, but and the SMCX, well, we'll look at these real quick anyway. So, we'll take a peek at them bad boys. I'll just look and see if I missed anything else. And boom, here we go. Let me see. TGL, I'll come back to yours right there. TGL is Treasure Global. Let's look at this. I know we looked at this like a long time ago. I remember it. And it's pulled back. They had a gray earnings and it ran up there on the 27th. Let me see. TGL here. I don't know. It might just be pulling back, possibly to setting up, but I would watch for it to try to pull back. It's on that bottom. It could bounce off of there tomorrow. It did go up 2 cents in the after hours, huh? 24 right there. I have to look at it tomorrow. You could get a bounce on the off that bottom tomorrow, but that's a kind of hard one to look at. Just a hard look right now. I don't know why so many of them are so goofy. I guess maybe coming off the weird weekend. I have no idea. I know the market was like kind of red except for the Mag 7 was all up, but yeah, that's just a weird look for me right there for TGL, and I'm just kind of bouncing back and forth, and I think it will roll off. I'm just not sure if it's going to do it tomorrow. So we'll look at that one. Emilio and C. And let's see what's up here. Where we boom, here we go. Let me just see. Soar, that's right. Soar was up there today. We had looked at that before. It ran up and then it came pulling back, but this thing, I think they had some kind of news or they're doing something. I don't know. I think it was up in the after hours. 26 to 53. It's at 47. I know it ran up at the after hours because it closed at like 22 cents. And yeah, it was like coming down hard on that line and just popped up hard. So they must have had some kind of good news. I don't know what the heck happened, but they must have said something there. So that was SOAR, and that did soar in the after hours right there. So there you go with that one. And let's see what else. I think I got everything there. And let me look at them other bad boys real quick for Luis Rodriguez. And then we'll go right into our laptop travels. And then we'll go into our big cappers and everything else and knock them out and get ready for tomorrow's pre market. So here we go. Let's rock and roll. SMCI. I know I was telling you about people stealing money from kids. I know it took up a few minutes, but again, it's just bizarre that people do it, and they do. But SMCI is looking great right there. $42. Look at that bad boy, and getting ready to soar. I mean, it looked great today and it still looks really good. So I would definitely keep my eye on that. Well, I'm telling you, I definitely keep my eye on that NSMCX. I can't even talk. And because the SMCX is the long for that one, the two-time long ETF, and that's at what 79.50, 83.20 in the after hours, and it looks like it wants to just get cruising, guys. So SMCX and obviously SMCI looking really, really, really good right there. So just definitely keep your eye on them bad boys because you know they're looking good and they want to get moving. So we'll watch them bad boys tomorrow. TSM, that's another semiconductor one in Taiwan. I know we looked at it before, it was pulling back, and that bottom was on the 26th there at 182. It's at 194, and this one's getting ready to rock and roll too, guys. So TSM, another one looking really, really good right there. So keep your eye on that bad boy because that's going to be popping up tomorrow for sure. TSM. So keep an eye on that. And AMD, I said that was going to be popping today, and it was moving, and it's going to get cruising up some more. And AMDL, of course, you want to be looking at that. But yeah, AMD and AMDL looking great, guys. So keep your eyes on them because they are looking solid too. And we knew that one going into today. We knew that AMD was going to be going up, and it did. So there you go, Luis Rodriguez. I love them looks right there, and we'll be all over them options. Again, they're just paying like crazy. If you hit Meta, SMCI, and some of the ETFs on them, they're paying like wildfires today. I mean, they're just beauties right there. So, and they're just going to continue to go up. You just getting the right ones. And again, you don't even have to go around trading a bunch. I don't even care. Trade two or three of these things, and I'm telling you, you're going to be printing money. It's crazy what's going on right now. And it's just getting started, guys. I'm telling you, it's just getting started. We're going to be crushing everything. So here we go. Let's get back to this. We'll take a look um at the laptop travel list right here, and then we'll get into our big caps, our crypto, and everything else. And then I'll check out everybody else's right there. And CHAU, let's see, Jennifer Lee. You know, this is going to be running up in the morning. I can tell you, I'm not even going to look at it yet, and I'll tell you it's going to run up. Oh, that's the China shares bull. This one's a crazy look. CHAU. The Dow CSI 300 China A share bull two times. And this thing looks like it does want to run up, though. That one's crazy looking. CHAU. Let me see. That one does look like it wants to pop. So, yeah, I have no idea because that yin does look good and that's the bull. So I would say, and Jennifer Lee's saying that that one wants to go up if I think usually when she pops them in, she knows that they're going to be running. So yeah, that yin could be moving right there and that yang could be coming down. So we'll keep an eye on them. We never even looked at them yesterday, so I had no idea. I looked at it today and went, "Whoa, they kind of reversed around, huh?" So we'll look at that. We never looked at it this morning, I mean, or last night. But yeah, I think that yin might want to get moving there, and along with that CHAU as well. So there you go with that. And let's just look at NDRA real quick. I don't think we looked at that tonight. And that one's just kind of pulling back. We had that running up last week. It ran up Friday, and it's just pulling back at the moment. Let me see, NDRA. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking terrible, but it does look like it's having a little bit of pullback there. We'll be going through all them other ones, but we'll look at UMAC, that unusual machines. And this one had like Trump Jr. involved or something. And Jennifer Lee popped this one out the other day, and it ran way up over the 20s. And it is just coming down in the top, but I'm not so sure it's going to come out of the top. It could just be some pullback. Have to look at that in the morning just because it's coming down from that top and hitting about to hit that top line. So we'll see what's going to happen there. But it did run way up, and it's been running way up. And that one had gray E's for earnings. I'm telling you, it's bizarre. So anyway, that's UMAC. We'll go through the rest of them. John Seraphin, if I said that wrong, but yeah, we'll look at the rest of them in 2 seconds. So just sit tight for them bad boys, and we'll look at all them big cappers. But first, let's look at our laptop travel ones, and these should be pretty nice setups. I did not look at any of them tonight, so let's take a look. You know what I was doing tonight. So anyway, I just came back and just kind of that's why I set that link out early and had everything moving kind of early this evening, just because I knew I was going to be at that meeting. And yeah, it was pretty mind-boggling. Anyway, CMBM, let's look at it. It was down 2 cents. It's sitting right there in the right spot. It's just kind of taking its time. CMBM. Oh man, what is all them weird looks doing? Just opening and closing at the same price every single day. That's bizarre. I have to look at that tomorrow. Let's just see what that's up to. How about Gift? I don't know if that one's popping off just yet, but it's setting up and it's going to do something there. That CMBM. And like 2 weeks from now, you're going to hear us saying that thing ran like crazy. That Grifty or yeah, Gritify or whatever, Gift, GIFT. This thing is running back up, curling up. I know we gave it to you a few times as a gift, and it's about to be another one. So keep your eye on this bad boy because it's about to get cruising, guys. And that's a laptop travel gift for you right there. So you can thank him because that thing's about to pop, and that's GIFT, and that's a gift for the holidays for laptop travel. HLP, let's look at it. That's up a penny and it's curling up and that's looking really good to try to get moving. I could see this one getting moving. I know we looked at this not long ago as well. And yeah, it's going to jump up in this channel at that 125 and get over that 131 and get moving. So that's HLP and that one is looking pretty decent as well. HYZN, let's look at that Heisen Motors. I remember we looked at this before and that one's curling back up, guys. That bottom was down here with earnings at 129, and I'm telling you, earnings seems like the bottoms all the time. But anyway, that's why we look at them after. And but yeah, this thing's getting ready to rock and roll. HYZN, you're gonna get some movement on that tomorrow. That one's looking good right there. IMRN, yeah. IMR, ooh, that one's looking really good, guys. IMRN, let me see, did it already run? It started to. 180 to 201, it's at 197, and that one's going to be moving tomorrow, so keep an eye on that bad boy. LIQT, that's another one's going to be moving tomorrow. I don't even have to look at the second chart on this one because I can just tell by looking at mine. Um, I mean, it looks great. It was down 4 cents. It doesn't even look like it was down at all. 182 to 196. It's at 196. I don't even know what Finviz is talking about. You look at Finviz, it doesn't even look good. I looked at mine immediately. It looks amazing. So I'm just looking to see if it's the same company. You'd think I'm looking at two different planets. And yeah, it looks really good on my chart. I can say that. So I would keep an eye on that bad boy for sure. And let's look at LKCO. LKCO. I can't even say that company. Lao Kong Technology, something like that. It's a China company. And again, these China, they want to get moving, guys. And you know, when these things want to get moving, what's about to happen? The things get crazy. So keep an eye on this. It's setting up in the right spot. I can tell you that right now. I'm not sure if it's going to pop tomorrow, but it is setting up right there. MDXH. This is from Belgium company, and this one is just kind of hitting that top resistance. And let me just see if it wants to pop up there. It's gonna looks like it's gonna be in between that $2 and 189 and get set up there. So we'll keep an eye on that one. NNVC, yep, that one's gonna get cruising, guys. That looks pretty good to keep moving. NNVC. Oh, yeah, that looks like a mover for tomorrow right there. So keep your eye on that one as well. NTIP, NTIP. Let's see what that's doing. NTIP, Network One Technologies. Just pulling back a little bit, actually, just kind of dipping around NTIP. Yeah, it's getting set up though. I can tell you that. I'll keep an eye on that bad boy tomorrow and see when it's ready, but it's right there. Octo, I know we've been looking at this bad boy and it's looking pretty good. I know that. I actually saw, I think I looked at this today. Yeah, I did. I remember the chart like that. Came down and popped right up like that and looked like it was in a good spot. So OCTO is looking really good right there. Isn't it amazing? I can't remember anything, but I knew I looked at that chart because of the way it looked. I'm telling you, it's bizarre. I've become like a chart. I feel like I'm like in a chart, and that's all I can remember. PALT, pal talk. Let's look at it. Let's look at it, pal, and have a talk. It's just pulling back right there. PALT. Let's look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's just sitting right there on the 20, not looking bad, just a little healthy pullback. I could see this getting set up, not sure tomorrow, but getting set up. PGHL, that's that one we already looked at, and I'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. PMCB, let's look at that one. Oh, that one's getting set up. Hold on. PMCB, is that what I said? Yeah, PMCB. Oh yeah, that one's going to be a runner as well. So keep an eye on that bad boy. That's setting up right there. PSTV. I'm telling you, these ones are looking good right here. Laptop Travels. PSTV. Here we go. Type them in. I'll be good. Plus Therapeutics. And this one is just a little flat up a penny right there. PSTV. And that's right between its channel 135 and 127. Not looking bad, and it is getting set up right there. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that PSTV. SLRX. Let's see. SLRX. Let's see. This one's just sitting there. This is an interesting one. Been making that nice base right there. It's in a great spot, and it's just sticking together really good. I think you're about to see this thing start taking off. SLRX. Kind of remember looking at this recently. It's set up and it's going to get moving. WETH, We Touch Technology. I know we looked at this recently as well. WETH, and this one's trying to get curled up. So that one's setting up also. Is that yeah, that's a China company. I thought so. XRTX. Hold on. XRTX. That one's gonna be really good. That one's setting up in a really good spot. Let me see. XRTX. It already ran up. I was gonna already say, did it run up today? Um, it opened at 158. It came down to 124. It's at 133. Um, I guess that is a little run up on here. Finviz is crazy anymore. I would let this one set back up. XRTX. I'll look at it. Did run up a little bit today, but I that one's gonna get set up again. YI, we were looking at this the other day. This one had that green earnings right there, and then it ran up on that day. It's just kind of pulling back at the moment. Nothing crazy. We'll just see if it gets reversed back up there, YI and ZEO. Zeo Energy. This one's about to get rocking and rolling, guys. ZEO. So keep an eye on that because that's getting set up as well. And there you go at your laptop travels. I'll go through the messages real quick. See GNPX. Let's see that one real quick. Genprex, right? Yeah, that's what that is. And let's see, GNPX. Let's see. GNPX is curling up pretty nice. You're right, Jennifer Lee, right? Yeah, I thought that was yours. Jennifer Lee, yes, they just had their earnings, and I think you're looking good on that. So GNPX, we'll add that to the list right there, and that's looking pretty good to get moving. So I'll keep an eye on that. That's definitely looking nice right there. And let's go ahead and look at our big caps and our crypto. I'll run through crypto real quick for you, and then we'll look at our big caps and call it a night. Let's see, our crypto's at 90, well, Bitcoin's at 96,127. And what's it doing right now? Let's see. It's just sitting right there. A little bit of a pullback. I mean, it looks like it wants to pull back, is what it looks like, but could just be making a base right here to get rolling some more. Ripple's back at 273. It's been bouncing around. It was up there at like what, 287 today. And it's still running up. I mean, it's that one's crazy. Solana's at 227, and it did pull back. And honestly, the 50s and the 30, I was gonna say that's definitely not, it used to be, hold on, that's totally changed up. That's the 10 and the 30. So the chart just kind of changed it. It used to be the 50 and 100 on here. Now we're looking at 10s and 30s. That's freaking crazy. Um, that's your SMA. That's your moving day average, and they had to drop them down to 10 and 30. They're moving so fast and so big. So now we're moving down to our 30-day average, and it's bouncing between our 10s, kind of curling down. That's crazy. I didn't realize they changed it like that. But anyway, that's Solana, and again, it's just pulled back, making some room. I don't think it's anything too crazy right there. So these things, like I said, once Solana got over that 200, I didn't think you'd see it come back down there. Doge has just been hanging out at 42 cents today, like literally just stuck right there. And it was trying to curl up. It just had a little pullback, nothing crazy. And it's going to get rolling again. I have a feeling. Cardano's at $1.28, and this thing's been cruising up there. It got up to 131. That thing's been running. Um, Chainlink, this thing was an animal today. Remember what I say last night? Link's about to run, right? Boom. Here you go. It just ran for you. It opened at 1890 and its high was $26. So you got well over 30% in like less than 24 hours right there. So there you go at Chainlink, Link, Link, and Sheeb. That is about to get rolling. I'm telling you, this thing's about to get blasted off and get cruising again. It's just a little healthy pullback. It was running up, and Sheeb's about to get moving. Let's look at WIF, Laptop Travels wife's pet rocks at 316, and this thing, yeah, it's, so let me see if these numbers are the same. Yeah, we have our 10 and 30. So our 10 is our pink. I got to remember this. 10's pink. And yeah, you're hitting your 30, and your 10's going to curl you up on your WIF. So you're looking pretty solid right there. MUSC, I think I can get that. No, not on there. I'll get it on mine. I know that. MUSC, USD, Coinbase right here. And that is kind of coming down. I wouldn't be surprised if it rolled off. I know it ran up the other day. It ran up to like $26. So it was definitely cruising there. MUSE, Muse. And yeah, it's just hitting that line. I'll have to see if it wants to curl through coming down or if it wants to roll off. So I can look at that one tomorrow. And let's look at Bonk real quick and see what that's been up to. Good old Bonk. It's been down a little bit. It did have that huge run. And yeah, I'd say pretty much all of now, because they're at the 10s and the 30s. Your 10s are coming down, crossing down. Your 30s are going up. And I think you're going to have your 10, your SMA 10s and 30s kind of meet for them to get back to going again. So that's what bonk kind of looks like to me anyway. And there you go with your crypto report right there. And let's go ahead and look at our big caps and all that good stuff and see what we're looking at for tomorrow. Let's see what our SPY did today. SPY. Let's see. SPY, there we go. It was up $1.08. Remember, it was down in the pre-market. And then I said it probably looked like it was going to get pretty decent. And it did. It's moving up there. It's at 603.93. And it looks like it wants to continue up. So let's go through these bad boys and see what they're looking like. GameStop. Let's look at GEM because that's Goldman Sachs Active Beta Emerging Markets Equity ETF. I had no idea. I just typed in GME totally wrong and wrote GEM. I'm telling you, my brain's fried. And but this looks like a gem. That's why we're stopping on it. It's an ETF, and it looks like a gem right here, guys. So let's keep an eye on this bad boy. GEM is looking like a gem. So there you go, Luis Rodriguez. I know you'll like this one. Laptop travel. ETF setting up, looking good. And again, it's Goldman Sachs Active Beta Emerging Markets Equity ETF. And it's looking nice right there, I have to say. So there you go. That's GEM. I'm going to write that down for a gem for us. Now let's get back to GameStop. So I'll type that in right. And again, you can tell nothing scripted on this show. I completely screw up a stock ticker. I just look at that one too. It really doesn't matter. So here we go. GameStop was dipping. I saw it coming down today. It did come down $1.78, but it's making some good room. Has some earnings coming up December 10th. I think it's coming down for that, and it's probably going to get moving again, is what I would have to predict. It is coming down to that line. It's hitting it hard, and we could see it roll off or bounce up. So tomorrow morning, we'll definitely look at GameStop and see what it wants to do. AMC's been running up, and I told you guys this thing's been wanting to look. It's been looking great. And it ran up some more, 498 to 519 today, and it still looks like it wants to continue up some more. So we'll have to see how much more if it wants to get into that top and really get running. So I'm not sure what the heck's going on with that, but AMC is looking good right there. And Chewy, CHWI up 22 cents. And this one did hit the line, hitting that 20. And as it crossed through, kind of has that look where it just crossed through, but it's going to pull itself back up tomorrow and curl up. I have a feeling it is. So watch for Chewy to try to bounce back up tomorrow. I have a feeling that's going to try to bounce up there. And let's go ahead and look at NVIDIA. That was up 38 cents. And again, we know where that bottom is. It's at 131.80 the other day. We're at 138, so any kind of dip action is good on NVIDIA as it gets set up right here. So yeah, NVIDIA is just getting set up. Apple's been running up for us, so we knew that one's been running up. It did today, another $2. It's going to hit that resistance at like 242. It's getting up to the top right now, Apple. So watch for that one. Crushed that one, didn't we? I mean, just literally calling exactly the option that's moving on our Mag 7. We could play them with no problem and hit every one of them like it's piece of cake. And I'm telling you, they're paying like crazy. You start buying a couple of these options and yeah, you're gonna make some serious money. I'm serious. It's just wild. I loaded up on Meta. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I didn't even post it because it's insane and it just got started. So Meta is getting crazy there. So yeah, you definitely I said it last week too. I was buying Meta and it is a good one. Apple, I posted that one and I still have my December 20th ETF and that one's way up too already. And again, I was just experimenting with that. I probably wouldn't have it that far out now, so I definitely understand the expirations and everything and where they're going on the chart. We can pretty much pinpoint them. And with these options, I'm telling you, you're hitting over 100 percenters every single day on big caps. I'm not even kidding. You're literally hitting over 100 percenters every single day on big caps. It's pretty wild. I never knew you could really do that. And but I'm hooked on it now. I can tell you that. I love options. They're fun. They're easy. They're fun. And yeah, I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. I would say it's working. And I got this little system down, I guess, and I'll definitely show you guys. So, like I said, I'm gonna make some videos, put some stuff together this week. I'm feeling better now. Wanted to do it this past weekend, but clearly COVID had another idea for that. So I'll get it all wrapped up and get things moving again. I feel better. And again, I'll show you guys what's going on here because it is wild. I'm telling you, if you had that meta options from last Friday, you would have been like, whoa, that's crazy. So anyway, let's look at Apple again. It's up, it's running, and it's going to go up. And that one's been running up for us. We already know it. Google is setting up to get moving again. We were looking at it in the pre-market, and yeah, this thing's going to get set up. You can see it happening. It might trade between that 172 and 175 for a moment, and why it gets curled up there. We'll keep an eye on that in the morning. Amazon, we knew was running up there, and that was up 282, and that's about to cross through and really get running up. So keep your eye on that. It can get up to like 216 real quick and then get cruising after that. So keep an eye on Amazon. And again, Meta up over 1851 today. I mean, just cruising there. And yeah, it was a beauty. Opened at 577 up to 594. It's at 592 right now. And like I said, if you had a few of them options, they're already printing cash, and they just started. I'm telling you, they're already just starting. So you're definitely going to want to look at that. I mean, now it's moving, but it's going to move some more. But again, we're pointing out exactly which ones want to go up, and we nail them every single time. So there you go with Meta. That was a beauty. Microsoft, that was up. We were talking about it setting up, but it just ran up today. It may run up a little bit higher. It's going to pull back to set up and then get crazy. I didn't think it was going to run up that fast. It wasn't this morning, but it just got cruising there. And it was setting up, but it did move faster than I thought. And Tesla's up, and that's up 1193. And I'm telling you, this thing wants to get back in the top and make that hard curl up, and it'll run like crazy again. So you'll get it up into like the 380s. So it's at 350s now, and just watch for Tesla tomorrow to try to curl through and get crazy. So I'll keep you updated on that in the morning as well. And let's go ahead and rock out the rest of this list real quick. Nike, up 32 cents at 79. This thing's going to get cruising up there. And it's just kind of trading between that 80 and probably 77 area, that channel as it gets set up, probably for its earnings on December 19th. So that's just going to bounce around and set up. And Rivian, that one's been getting set up. And again, it's pulling back. It ran up the other day, and this thing is just getting set up again. And it's really going to get cruising, guys. So it did run up from that 10. It might pull back a little bit, but it's going to get wild again. Rivian, RIVN, PLTR. I don't even have to tell you anything about this animal. I actually think it might finally come down, but who the heck knows? Again, you got to be very careful with it, and it does look like it wants to pull back a little bit, maybe come back down to the 60 area. So just watch PLTR and see if it's going to pull back. But that's in a class of its own, along with Sophie, and that one like ran up and came down, opened at 1649, went up to 1661. It's at 1595, and it is pulling down in the top, but again, they've been running up like crazy. So if market conditions are wild and really green, they'll bounce right back up and keep running. So that's PLTR and Sophie, and they are crazy. Dell's down $1.75. And honestly, just watch it pull back. It ran up the other day, and it is going to get set up perfectly. So just let that bad boy pull back. The bottom probably was 121. You're at 125. But again, just watch and see if Dell pulls back at all tomorrow, and it is going to get set up to get cruising again. So we'll keep our eye on that one because that'll be a good one. And Snow, here we go. SNOW. This one's like it's way at the top and it's kind of making a base up there, But again, I wouldn't be chasing this one. We played that one perfectly too. I mean, we rode this one straight off of that 113 area and ran it, and it's at 172 right now. I mean, holy cow. If you had bought that option for out like 2 months or so, I had already made great money, but I can only imagine what that thing started paying when it jumped up there. And yeah, I mean, these things are just crazy, and we're just nailing them like perfectly. So, got to take advantage. AMD, we already did. QCOM. Yesterday, we said that thing was curling up and looking good. That's up 450 today, and it looks good. So that thing should continue its way up. PayPal, that thing was just hitting that line, but I don't know. It could pull back a little bit more into the 84s. It's at 86. I think we said that last night. And so yeah, just watch PayPal could pull back, but the thing's gonna set up to get bullish as well. And SMCI we went through INTC and SMCI is looking great. INTC did run up today, and this thing's getting set up as well. So it ran up and pulled back, and I think it might try to pull back a little bit more tomorrow, which would be perfect. If it does, I'm definitely going to be looking at this bad boy because that thing's going to be set up and be at the bottom. And patience definitely pays with these bad boys too, because you want to find that perfect bottom if you can. I mean, it don't have to be perfect, but you want to be around there and just ride them right up because as soon as you get in that bottom and they start moving up, you're getting into the money. And then, like I said, these things just start multiplying. I can't even figure out the percentages, but they just get wild fast. So, Disney, this thing's way up at 117. We saw this way down at 95, and that thing's at the top. So you're gonna let that come down. Oxy's getting set up. It's down 16 cents. I'm telling you, keep your eye on this bad boy. It's getting set up here. I'll probably be looking at it tomorrow. I saw it dipping today, and definitely keeping an eye on that. Exxon Mobil looks good to try to get set up very soon. Mara was pulling back, and let's see if it dips down a little bit. Try to, like I said, let it set up, and then that thing, once this thing sets up, they're running for a while right there, and it's going to be cruising. So Mara and Riot doing the same thing. That's pulling back. Let them set up, and they'll get cruising. MSTR was down, and I think you're going to see it kind of pull back a little bit. Could stop at that 350 though. I'm telling you, it's at 380. I would definitely be careful shorting this bad boy because Bitcoin doesn't look bad and this thing doesn't look like it wants to go under 350. So I'll ride this right back up when it's ready, MSTR. So we'll talk about that when it's ready. MicroStrategy and CLSK was up 17 cents, but this one's just kind of setting up and bouncing around. They had earnings when today, so they had earnings today, and I think it pulled back. It has a red E. I don't know what any of that means, but anyway, it has an E, and then now we'll look at it. So we'll take a look at CLSK. Coin, let's look at that bad boy. I don't even know what I just typed in, but let's look at Coin. Coinbase, it's up 620. And again, just kind of pulling back, making some room. Nothing crazy right there. It's going to get curled up and get cruising some more. So we'll keep an eye on that. And we hit that at the beginning as well. That CONO. I nailed that one. That was a good one. That's the ETF. So we'll keep an eye on them. DJT, I'm telling you, this thing's going to get blasting off, guys. It was up 89 cents and it's looking really good and it wants to get rolling. So keep your eye on that DJT because it's looking good. The Trump media and so is Fun, PHUN. It was pulled back a little bit today, but I'm telling you, it's about to get fun. So keep an eye on them bad boys because they're going to be looking good. MTN, that mountain's down to something, but we ran that up and we'll let that pull back and we'll hit that again because that was a nice one. MCD, McDonald's pulled back. I was honestly surprised. It looked like it wanted to get rolling. Guess they didn't take Elon up on collecting Doge and it pulled back. See if it can pull back into like the 280s and it's at 292. It'll be beautiful if it can. And again, it's going to set up bullish. I thought it was going to start moving, but not yet. And we'll keep an eye on McDonald's, MCD. Let's look at Boeing right there. It's up $1.10. Remember, I said it was going to hit that. I say dollar. Yeah, it's up $1.10. Remember, I said it was going to hit the 160. That was its high. It's at 156, and we'll keep an eye on it. Again, it's kind of bearish, but it did want to run up there, and so are the aerospace and defense. Could be topping, hitting that top and pulling back. We'll keep an eye on Boeing just to see what it wants to do. And space was down 28 cents, and this thing was starting to look good. And I don't know what happened. It's just bouncing around, going up, going down, going up, going down. But it's gonna set up and get popping real soon. It looks like SPCE and that DXYZ. This thing's down 69 cents, and I'm telling you, just wait for this bad boy to try to pull back some. It went up in the after hours, it says, but I'm telling you, it's got to pull back, and maybe it's going to roll off that line. Actually, it might roll off that line tomorrow and go popping off of mine. So it may run some more tomorrow, actually. The way it looks on mine, that DXYZ, this thing's just an animal too. And it's setting up to just get cruising. I'm trying to catch it at a better price, and it doesn't want to. It just wants to keep going. So there you go. And we did look at TSM. And that thing's moving, and it's going to continue to move. So there you go. Let me take a look and see if I missed anything up here. And boom, let me just see GNPX. We did that. I think we did everything. I got to all them. June Seraphin. And let me just take a quick look at stock twits right here. H bar still trending. Jasmy. CRO, that's another one. Vet XYO, we looked at that yesterday. That's up over 152%. Laptop Travel pointed that bad boy out, and that went flying. And Link's way up, Cardano's way up, and so many other ones. So there you go. I would say we just been nailing everything in our path, I would say. So there you go. I would say that's a pretty good market rundown. And let me just take a quick peek and see what the five news stories are. Asian stocks take U.S. tech curbs on China in stride. No idea what it's talking about. 10 of Wall Street's favorite dividend stocks. Not sure what they're going to be. And S&P 500 futures are a little changed after index closes at a record. And tariffs are now Trump's solution to everything, according to Newman. And there you go. I don't know what is going on with them news stories, but they're not very great. And so, yeah, I'm just looking at the scanner, OPTT, SMCI is looking good. LEV, that one was popping up there. I think we looked at it. That XTIA is looking great. We already looked at everything. And remember, I said ACHR, don't chase that bad boy in the top. Well, that took a nice dip today, and we were super early on that, and that's why we like them early. It came down $2.27, and that's why we love them early, and we never chase them up there, and we ride them to the top and get off and take the next one. And again, we're just gonna start nailing everything, and especially these options. I'm telling you, I'll definitely put that together this week so you guys can see what's going on. And I have a feeling if you're trading stocks, you're definitely going to change over to options. I'm telling you, I did penny stocks for a long time and other ones as well, but mainly penny ones. And I definitely love options. They're awesome. So there you go. Thank you, everyone. Laptop Travel, greatly appreciate it. And Elaine and little Iron Man, O'Hare's bastard child, Elena, Jennifer Lee, Tommy, and Winter Mute. That's what it was. And Dodge, Mama, Nine, Bong, Prechan, Danny, Buddy, Dwight S. Joseph, Lord something Ravens, Clayton and Sean and everybody else that was tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. As always, have a great night. And of course, we'll be on at 7 a.m. for pre-market. We'll have our Jolie's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns, and we'll look at crypto. Maybe it'll be bouncing back up. It's kind of just keeping itself steady as it's pulling back on the charts. It's not bad, and things are running. So crypto's cruising. That's why I was telling you guys for the last few months to make sure you were making Coinbase accounts. And now we're ripping through options. So between the two of them, we're having a grand old time. I know I'm having a blast between crypto and options right now. It's a fun time. So there you go, guys. That's a great night. I appreciate it. And there you go. Again, 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll do pre-market. I'll see you then. Have a great night. And I'll catch you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody.